my name is Jeff Martin. I'm the creator of True Dungeon, and my job is to entertain thousands of people with a live-action interactive Dungeons & Dragons event. This year's Adventures is the culmination of a 4-year story arc where you travel to some pretty evil places, and at the end you get to fight a really bad monster.
The party met the Mind Slayer at the end of 2015, have been following him through the plains for years, and the 3 adventures that we offer this year are sequential but standalone adventures where you're tracking that Mind Slayer through the Abyssal Swamp, through the Temple of a Death Cult, and through the nightmare hellscape where the Mind Slayer makes his home. This year's True Dungeon takes advantage of some tech that we haven't really had the time or personnel to attack before. We're bringing in some laser projectors, things that we need specific clearance to use. We're upgrading all of our sound systems, lighting systems, all the things in the background that drive the rooms. We're upgrading all of that tech with new Raspberry Pi based systems, so we have a whole new world of sensors and other things, peripherals that we can attach to all of that. Basically this year the tech has gotten an upgrade along with the very immersive props and sets that we brought in last year.
My name is John Cook. I'm the NPC Coordinator here at True Dungeon, and I am responsible for making sure that our dungeon denizens, the costumed actors and monsters that interact with the players, get in costume and get to where they need to be on time, and basically prepare the dungeon with its population for the players to encounter.
My name is Caitlin Patrick Nichols, and I am an NPC DM Swamp Hag in the E1 Abyssal Swamp Dungeon. Well, the party comes to us first, and they have kind of invaded our space. They show up at our home in the swamp, and so we enlist their assistance in rebuilding a couple of things and solving a puzzle or two in exchange for leading them further into the swamp to a temple that they are looking for.
Now listen, folks. I know I said I'd take y'all to the temple, and I will, but if I'm being honest with you, these old bones ain't gonna make the long trip without a bit of energizing magic.
So for me, at the very least, I'm from Central Kentucky, and I get to put on just the most outlandish country accent that I can for this role, and then I end up getting stuck in it. But it's a lot of fun getting to play up to that. I've had a lot of people that immediately start asking about the accent. Where are you from? Is it real? And it's just a lot of fun.
It was great.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's gonna be a while before this accent drops, but that's fun. Today was great. We had a lot of great runners.
They all seem to love Maggie quite a bit. Like, they really like her. And then the reaction, like, towards the end when we're with her is always like, no, like, how could you do this to us? It's always great. It's great. That's the reactions that we want, because we want them to get attached and then, like, feel, actually betrayed. So it's good. So most of us have tried to not do subtle with the character, and that's also worked out really well. They always like making comments about, well, obviously we're in a southern swamp, or like, something like that. So they're eating up. It's great. I love it.
But we have a sage this year, a sage archaeologist that travels through the dungeon with the parties. They encounter the party in room 1 and they go all the way to room 7. So that's kind of a new yet old idea that we're trying.
So this year I'm going to be playing Ceylon the Sage. I'll be guiding the party through the Temple of Blackthorn on their way to the Infernal Pit. And I'll once again be a traveling NPC, but unlike previous years where the NPCs may be around for more than a couple of rooms, this year I'll be with the party from room 1 and guiding them all the way to the epilogue.
They keep talking about stabbing me. I've been nothing but helpful.
So it's going to be really exciting to see how this news change ends up panning out. I'm really excited to start my shifts in a few minutes.
And as you place the last stone in place, a red energy connects from this skull to the top of that pillar and that skull to the top of that one. And as you look ahead, the red mist blocking the gate begins to dissipate. Well done. Thank you.
I am an archaeologist, a sage, and I am at Blackthorn's temple. So I am attempting to get inside, but I can't figure out I can't figure out how to get in. What on earth brings you to the Blackthorn Temple? The temple was built by death cultists so long ago. I suspect it's not archaeology. That's more my thing. What are you doing here? But I'm a very cowardly sage. So as we go on, oh, a monster! You know, you have to kill it for me. I will be hiding in this corner. Oh, monster killing. Oh, I hope we won't have that problem. But you are well armed, and I'm so relieved. I don't do any of that. Previous years, when I have gotten to do the traveling DM, I have only gone through a few rooms with my party and then either died horribly or betrayed them. This year, I get to go with the party through the whole dungeon, so I actually am the archaeologist 11th member, you know, and that has been phenomenal. I think going with you through the whole sequence, they see, okay, this is our ally, this is the one that can give us information in between, you know, so kind of giving the new players that, oh, okay, this is how this goes. I think it works on both ends, to them to know and kind of get a gist for what my purpose is in the dungeon, you know, being their DM, and also for me to learn, okay, this player is more shy, I need to give them this little bit more attention, or this one's might do something dangerous, I need to keep track of them, or so on.
With True Dungeon expanding into new places, bigger, more immersive environments, that cast of folks is bigger than ever. So the call for volunteers is more wide than it has been before. We're always looking for people to fill all of these new niches that we've carved out.
So far, it's been really fun.
3, 2, 1!
Can't you tell we have fun here?
You guys all stop short.
They do. You may want to aim your weapons.
We have a creature this year that is a sentient plant that is causing a bit of a stir in one of the rooms, and I've heard that people have stepped over the blight without even knowing that the blight is there, only to be attacked from behind, only to be seen from behind. And there have been some fun stories coming back about our monstrous sentient shrub.
Honestly, it's really fun. Actually, when I first found out that I was blight, I was really mad. Like, I was like, I don't want to do this. I'm going to be so hot. It's going to be miserable. But I mean, other than the fact that the costume is hot and itchy, it's so fun because you can really do whatever you want with it. You don't have to just, like, you can interact with the characters, or you can just kind of stand there and not really do anything. But obviously, I like to take the approach of actually doing stuff. No, it's really fun because it regenerates, and actually the runners last night didn't know that it regenerated, so they didn't know that they had to do something else to make me actually die. And so when I popped back up, there's actually a guy sitting right in front of me, and I just kind of like was just like standing there behind him, and he turned around and he was like, "Oh!" And it was so funny. And I think the hardest part is not laughing when I scare them.
I believe we're gonna have to find some way to
Some sick runes all over the place.
maybe remove the stones.
My goal is to scare at least 7 people tonight. That's my goal. They give you a lot of freedom here to just do whatever you want. That's what I would recommend. And I think that's what I like the most about this place and playing characters for them.
My real name's Crystal. I was one of the skeleton guys last time. And that costume was really hot, but also really fun because I scared more people. I probably scared about half of the teams that have gone through, which is, you know, fun to get the reaction, and then they always laugh. Yeah, double scare, so I scare them, then I get down and die, and then if they don't do what they're supposed to do, I get right back up and scare them again, which is, you know, fun.
Good job, Wizard.
Hey, Wizard!
Okay.
Don't worry, Wizard, I'll stand.
Don't encourage them. All right. Ugh, you guys bore me. I've waited so long for combat. This is all you have. That was fun.
It was good. I love the interaction. I love the energy that they bring. They were bragging about how they almost killed me on one round as a villain. It kind of hurts my feelings a lot.
It's pretty scales, my lady. Will they make good boots?
But as for the players, it's like round of applause, you know. So you have mixed emotions. 'Cause I don't want to die. I really don't. You know, I get into the role. I empathize with this character. She's been there for so long, and then people just want to kill her, and it's just not fair. All right, villains need love too. Okay? Hashtag. Villains need love.
Yeah, without volunteers, we have no event. We've started from the beginning with just me and some friends. We were able to put on a small event, but ever since then, we've asked for people to come forward that have enjoyed the event, that they want to give back and help present a fun event for other folks. And over the years, the volunteer base has grown to over 300 people a year that help us put on events throughout the year at different conventions.
Hello, my name is Mitchell Dore. I am a volunteer for True Dungeon. We are currently in the training room. Any players who come through will get to learn how to do the battle cut system, which is a sliding board combat. Behind you will also be where all our spellcasters get to learn their symbols and make sure that any DM who asks them, what is this, they should be able to answer it. I started last year actually, and I just fell in love with it, and immediately every con I go to is based off of True Dungeon at the moment. So, as a D&D player, it's very exciting. I DM a lot. This gives me a very realistic experience via LARPing, so it gives me a more realistic feel of the monster does this, and you have real-life character consequences when you do something wrong in a dungeon. So if you pull a chain you're not supposed to pull, you find out really fast.
We do have a lot of repeat players, and I think the number one reason why they keep coming back is just the immersive experience that they have. It's something you can't get anywhere else, and they really crave the ability to like be transported into a different world.
We're doing Path of the Death. I'm going to play the druid. I think I'm the ranger today. It's fun and interactive, and we have our whole family here to play.
I am today's bard, so I will be singing and making skill checks off of a wonderful set of lore. Oh, we've got a really good stash of tokens here. I've been here for a good 10 years plus. It's just constantly changing and upgrading. It's better this year than it was the past 3 years. That's what I've been told. This is the first runs of the day, so I don't know what we're in for. I know what I got a clue of what we're going for. We'll see.
There's a new set of tokens every year. There's some, of course, that are standard that you're going to see regardless, but they're themed to go along with each year's story. And it's always kind of exciting to see the new releases, the new series of tokens, and there's always fantastic art, a really nice keepsake, if nothing else, but also very collectible and very useful in the dungeon. It's really fun too, because sometimes there will be a one that's named after one of the veterans or one of the longtime people associated with True Dungeon, and it's always fun to see that. For example, I believe one of our faces of True Dungeon, Stuart, has a kilt that's named after him as well. So it's a lot of fun. The tokens are a lot of fun.
Yes, I'm Kirk Bauer. I am a volunteer for True Dungeon, but also I am the owner of TD Tavern. So that's the largest token store we sell online, and we do trades at conventions. Yeah, so if you buy tokens from True Dungeon, you get random 10 packs, you can get some ultra rare selections. What we do is we buy those from True Dungeon and we resell them as individuals, as singles if you play Magic. And then we also have a whole selection of older tokens because the tokens change every year. At conventions, we also do trade-ins. So you take all the junk you don't want and you throw it in, and we can get out equipment and items that you can use. So every year, you know, there's 140 new tokens every year. Some of them will go up in value, almost certainly. Some of them start off almost useless, but there's usually kind of a mix. Treasure enhancers are real popular. Obviously, people love getting more loot, and the ones that don't do well, we turn into trade goods, and we use the official transmute program to convert them into even better tokens. Your typical 10 pack that you get when you play is going to be 7 commons, 2 uncommons, and 1 rare. Mostly the rare's worth about $1, and the uncommons are worth about 25 cents, and the commons are worth very little. But you have a 1 in 100 chance of getting an ultra rare, and ultra rares are usually anywhere from $75 to $125. But even with the 10 pack, if you get enough of them, you can trade them in for better stuff as well. So.
Congratulations! Congratulations!
Thank you so much.
You made it happen. Yeah. Congratulations!
Thank you. So,
I want you to get the token out. Yeah,
we'll wait and grab the token here. But so we're huge True Dungeon fans, and I've been thinking of a place to surprise her for a while now, and knew we had True Dungeon coming up at Gen Con, and emailed Jeff and worked with Jeff to put together a very special token that Megan here is digging for.
Yeah, I found it.
And on our run, she happened to find this token, which corresponds to a real life counterpart, which I was waiting with as she reluctantly read the text. So it's actually a really funny story. The DM said that this was found for a Megan, and she took one look at it and she's like, oh yeah, that's my name, but that's not mine. I didn't drop any tokens. And then I had to remind her to maybe read it a little bit closer, and then she realized what was going on.
That's very sweet. Let me see. It looked beautiful in the photo. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're just shaking.
I know I am.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much for
Congratulations. Yeah, can I take your picture?
Okay, yeah, of course. And I've been shaking for like the last 20 minutes, and I'm sure it's gonna be
Were you surprised?
I was very surprised. I was not expecting that to happen, but it was kind of perfect.
Is that the best or the worst token you found at True Dungeon?
It's great. I was just asking him, like, do you think I could put it in one of my ring slots? And we survived.
We survived. We're survivors from the campaign. Well, thank you so much. We love True Dungeon.
Yes, we had a great time this year.
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
The players found the Mind Slayer at the end of 2015's adventure. They chased the Mind Slayer through the Underdark, through the Deeper Dark, through several different planes, including the world of Pat Rothfuss, and eventually to the Abyssal Swamp, where they've finally found the lead tracking the Mind Slayer to his home plane.
Thanks for watching. Come try True Dungeon for yourself.